It's been a while since I've seen a Lavender Town creepypasta. All of them now involve N talking about their past Pokemon, or Sharon becoming a murderer. If you ask me, the best creepypastas are the ones involving the classics, red and blue versions. It was September 28th, 1998, the day Pokemon Red was released in North America. After receiving my advertisement tape, I had been going crazy wanting this game. I was in 6th grade at the time. My mom handed me a little box with a picture of Charizard on it. Pokemon Red. I finally had it. I played through the whole game in a week. I begged my mom to buy me Blue, and she eventually did. Once I'd beaten both, I ignored Pokemon for a while. Still watching the show, of course. On October 31st, Halloween, a friend of mine, Alicia, stayed the night after trick-or-treating. My parents had gone to a Halloween party and trusted us to be good while they were gone. I had no siblings. Of course we did stuff wrong. We used the computer, watched TV for 2 hours. I was only supposed to be watching for half an hour. Called up friends. Ate all of our Halloween candy. At around 1 a.m., I pulled out my Game Boy, remembering something. Hey Alicia, want to hear a creepy song? Oh, sure. It's Halloween. Why don't we get in the mood? She laughed a little and took the headphones I handed to her. One sec, as I selected Fly from my Charizard's moveset. Of course, I was heading to Lavender Town. I had gotten one of the original cartridges with the first Lavender Town music. I didn't know it at the time. I just thought the music was cool and creepy. Okay, I said, plug 'em in. Alicia plugged in the headphones and sat incredibly still for a second. Her pupils dilated to the point where they were black marbles outlined with a tiny bit of blue. Her hands tightened. She dropped the Game Boy, collapsed, and began foaming at the mouth. My best friend was going to die. All because of me. She shook violently as foam trickled down her face. Then she went still, her eyes wide open. I screamed for help before I realized my parents weren't home. Tears flooded down my face. I grabbed her shoulders and shook her. Wake up, Alicia! Wake up! What had that music done to her? I stared at the Game Boy on the floor. I put the headphones on and it sounded the same as always. I threw the game down again and sprinted into the kitchen. I got a huge glass of water and dumped it all over Alicia. Wake up! Wake up! I attempted CPR from what our school nurse had told us, but nothing worked. I put her on the bed and hugged her tightly. I'm so sorry for this. I didn't mean to kill you. I don't know what happened. I grabbed the phone off my desk and dialed 911. 911, what is your emergency? My friend just had a seizure. She was listening to a creepy song and all of a sudden she collapsed. It was my fault. I made her listen to it. My parents aren't home and I don't know what to do. I think she's dead. Alright, calm down. Can you tell me if she has a pulse? I put the phone down and checked. Yeah, kind of, but it's really faint. My name is Jack Shepard, and my friend Alicia McKnight. Can you tell me your address? We need to send an ambulance. I told her my address, and the ambulance arrived minutes later. They put Alicia on a cot and loaded her in. Can I get in the back with her? Yes, get in. We need to go. And get that game she was listening to. I want to take a look at it. I grabbed my Game Boy and got in the ambulance. They used a defibrillator on Alicia to try to wake her up. I think she's in a coma, the EMT said. I wanted to kill myself. It was all my fault. When we got to the hospital, they raised Alicia in, and we called my parents. They arrived a few minutes later. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I would never... It's okay. We believe you. An hour later, a doctor came in to the waiting room holding my Game Boy. Your friend isn't doing well, I'm afraid. I had a sound specialist listen to this, and he said it was unlike anything he's ever heard. He said there's a possibility there are frequencies in here that she's heard that caused her to seize. We went home, and the first thing I did was throw my Game Boy in the trash. I never, ever wanted to see it again. We received a call the next morning that Alicia had died. We visited her parents, and they told me they would never blame me for what happened. Alicia's services were held in November at the spot where her parents got married. Of course, my school life went downhill. Kids ridiculed me for killing her. My grades went down because of the intense amount of stress I was under. The school gave me 2 weeks off after the incident, but they didn't help. The day the trash went out, I raced outside and dug the Game Boy out of the garbage. I wiped it off and sat on my bed with it. I began listening to the song. It sounded the same, just a little eerier. It caused my best friend's death. I threw the game down and went to the kitchen. I found the sharpest knife there and started cutting my wrist. Blood flowed down my hand and dripped off the ends of my fingers. It hurt a lot. I knew I deserved it. I killed my best friend. I kept cutting it deeper and deeper until I felt like I was going to pass out. Then I thought, what am I doing? I rinsed the cut out, washed the knife, cleaned the blood up off the floor, and wrapped the wound in gauze. I would explain to my mom what had happened. I couldn't go back into my room after thinking about Alicia having her seizure. I laid down on the bed in the guest room and broke down. I was a mess. I slowly walked to the kitchen and grabbed the phone. I dialed the number of the counselor the school had given me. This is Kelly Christensen. How may I help you? Hi, Kelly. This is Jack. Oh, Jack. How are you doing? There's so many rumors floating around at school. You tried to kill Alicia. It's horrible. I burst into tears. I'm not doing good at all. I was thinking about Alicia. Then I listened to the song, and then I cut myself. Oh. Listen, Jack, I'm coming over there. Stay put. Tie yourself to a chair or something. When Kelly got to my house, I was standing at the sink with a glass of water and a painkiller. Oh my God, you are taking this to get high, aren't you? Of course not. My wrist just hurts. Let me see it. I unwrapped the wound, and she cringed. Jack, you could have killed yourself! That's what I was trying to do. Oh. She sat me down on the couch, got me a Dr. Pepper, and said, killing yourself isn't going to help at all. She turned on the TV to Pokemon, my favorite show. We watched it for hours. I watched Ash battle Brock, and then I watched him run into Team Rocket. I watched Misty yell at Ash for ruining her bike. It was all so great. It made me feel insanely better. I smiled and looked at Kelly. Thank you. She smiled back, stood up, and walked out the door. I sat on the couch for a while longer and went to my room. I crawled under the covers and went to sleep. I woke up crying, as I'd had a nightmare about Alicia dying. I can't really say anymore. My school life went downhill incredibly fast. I started drinking and smoking, but never did drugs because I knew how those could really screw you up. Once I got into high school, I got a little better. Kelly helped me along, and eventually I dug myself out of the pit, but I could never get over Alicia. I didn't make any new friends because they all thought I was a murderer. I'm now 25 years old, and this is the first time I've talked about this to anyone except my parents. I majored in sound science, as I wish to study the Lavender Town conspiracy and hopefully find out what killed my dearest friend, Alicia McKnight.